All right, John Oakes here with HANKSTERS Hot Rods, coming from you from our Homer City, Pennsylvania location. We've got our newest addition to our inventory, and this is a 1965 Ford Mustang Fastback 2+2 coupe here. So what we're going to do is go around the outside of it here, then as we always do, get it up on the lift, show you the under, and fire the engine up. But what we have here, again, it's poppy red. I know it's got a little bit of that orange tint to it there, and you do see that correctly. But again, that is the color, poppy red, and it is this shade. So you have what it is. Now this is a 289 motor in here, so you will see the 289 badging on the fenders here. You also see that Mustang 2+2 down here on the back side of the front fenders as well. Now our wheel lip moldings, we don't have any of those on this car. They've gone without them, but you do have the lower body or rocker trim here that goes the whole way back, those rockers. Again, that's nice and polished up there, nice and straight too on this car. The other thing I do whenever I'm standing here looking down the side, I want to check and see how straight the sides are on this car and how the elevations are as far as fenders to door to rear quarter panel. So as I'm looking at that, I can tell you that everything looks really good and straight on this car the whole way down the side. So our fender, as far as when we get to our door elevations on both the front fender and the quarter panel back here are really, really good on this car. You can see our gaps too on the front side of the door and as well on the back side of the door here. Very uniform and very nicely fit here. So again, all that stuff lines up really nice. Now we do have driver's side mirror here on the door, and then of course as we open our door, as we usually do, we're just going to take a quick look inside here and see what we have. We've got just all factory black vinyl interior, bucket seats. Again, all of it's in really good condition, and we're going to go back to this here in just a little bit here and show you more in depth the interior. But things like the seals around your windows, those are all in excellent shape here. You've got the seal and weather stripping here on the door, as well as the rubber bump stops here. All of that is in really good condition on this car. Let's go ahead and close that. It closes super easy. Good thud there though, so you know it closes nice and solid. Again, fitment on the door is really good, so it closes that easy. Obviously, we've got those louvers here in the sail panel for the Fastback model. Your bright drip rail moldings here also on the car. And then as we come back here, we'll point out wheels and tires on this car. All four corners are going to be all the same size as far as tires go. These are BF Goodrich radial TAs, and these are 205/70 R14s on the car. All the tread, again, all new, so again, you're not going to have any tire wear issues on this car. And as far as wheels, now these are wheels from a 66 Mustang, but they are correct for a 66, and they do not have those trim rings on them. They're all chrome, just as they should be from the factory, and those are 14-inch wheels, of course, to mount those tires on. All right, now around the back side of our 65 Mustang Fastback here, we'll start here towards the top, the window, of course, and the trim around it, work our way down. So again, our trim the whole way around, all that bright work, that's in really good condition here, polished up real nice, no dents or dings in that, nice and straight the whole way around that rear window. Rear window itself, the glass is in really good condition too. There's no cracks, no chips out of any of it, and it's a slightly tinted rear window in this car as well. As we work our way down, we'll take a look at the trunk lid now. Look at our gaps the whole way around on this trunk lid, and they're all uniform the whole way around the trunk. So again, trunk's adjusted very good on this particular car. Fits really nice too. Again, the paint all smooth and shiny, the poppy red color there. We'll open up our trunk, take a look inside here real quick. So the first thing you'll notice here is we've got that same poppy red interior here, or paint on the inside of the trunk lid as we do on the exterior of the car. All of our trunk seals, they go the whole way around. They meet right in the middle. There's no chips or tears or chunks taken out of those. So again, sealing up should not be an issue. You should have a real nice dry trunk here, as we do right now. It does have a trunk mat in here, a very nice one, a matching spare wheel in here as well with a full-size tire on it. And again, all of the seals look good. The spring in the trunk holds the trunk lid up. So again, everything is very nice on here. As we close that, we'll take a look at the tail section here. Tail lights here, the lenses in those, the plastic lens covers, those all look to be very, very nice condition. There's no cracks or chips out of any of those. Your tail light bezels themselves, polished up very nice. These things look new on this car. So again, those are in real nice shape there. Of course, you got the Ford Mustang fuel cap right here. A nice chrome rear bumper here as well. And then down below here, we do have a set of chrome exhaust tips too that stick out the rear that look really nice on this particular car. So that's everything across the back end of our car. All right, and here we are now on the passenger side. So for the most part, everything's going to be all the same that we just went over on the driver's side. But again, just kind of doing our little, as we look up through the side of the car here and see how straight everything is, I can tell you this side is just as nice as the other side. Our quarter panel to the door, I can check our elevations and tell you that the elevations are really good on that door. Even all the way up at the front fender, same thing. Elevations look really good. Everything lines up real nice on that door. Again, we've already gone over the wheels and tires on this car. They look as good as they can here. Again, those louvers in the Fastback model here look really nice too. The bright drip rail moldings, again, nice and straight, polished up real nice. Even our space here in that drip rail is in very good condition. The paint's not cracked that I can see. Nice and smooth in there too. Paint on the roof, nice and smooth too. Our door gaps here on the passenger side, you can see the back side as well as the front side. Again, very uniform front to back. So again, the door's been adjusted as good as what it possibly can. We'll open this door up too. Take a look inside. You see that poppy red and exterior paint continuing in on the interior of the doors. We've got the rubber bump stops top to bottom. The door seals all the way around are in good shape. No, they're all solid. There's no tears or cracks in any of those. And your weather stripping up along the top here for your side window to seal up against. That's in good shape. Again, we'll go inside here in a little bit and check out that interior. Again, we got our lower body moldings there. That's in excellent shape too. Nice and straight, polished up nice. We'll come up to the front fender here. Of course, we got the matching Mustang 2+2 emblem on this side as well. And of course, on the very front of the front fender, that 289 emblem as well. All right, and we finally made it now around to the front of our 65 Mustang. So we'll start here with the hood and the fitment and everything. Talk a little about that. Our gaps the whole way around our hood, very good on this hood here. Fits real nice. Elevations with the front fender are really nice too. Now this is just your stock flat steel hood here, but again, the paint on that whole hood, nice and shiny and smooth there too. Looks like it's probably been, buffed out at one time, but it looks really good. Of course, you got your Ford emblems up front here, your traditional Ford Mustang front grille there. All the bright work in that looks really good. All the black plastic in behind it, all intact. There's nothing that's cracked or chipped out of it. So that looks all good. Your front bumper, nice chrome on that bumper there and nicely polished up. Headlights, again, on a car like this, you're just going to have your traditional sealed beam headlights. So your highs and lows are all contained in one unit. The glass lenses on these are in real good shape. There's no cracks or chips in any of those glass lenses either. Down below in our lower valance here, you do have your parking lights or your turn signals. Those are down there. The lens covers on those are in good shape. No cracks or chips in any of those. Of course, the bright work, the bezels that go around those are in good shape. They're not pitted. They're polished up really nice. We'll go ahead and open our hood. And now we'll take a look at what's under here. Of course, the poppy red that's on the exterior of the car, they've got it continued on the underside of the hood here. So that all looks nice under here. Now this for an engine here, we've got a 289 motor in here. Now it's not a numbers match motor, but it's a period correct 289. It's got a chrome air cleaner and Ford Racing Fender valve covers on it, complete with breather and PCV valve in it. It's got a Holley, it's a single feed carburetor, and I believe when I ran the numbers on that, I believe it's a 600 CFM carburetor. So it's a good little carb for this motor here, being a 289. Got kind of a stock style distributor in it here to deliver the spark. It's got some upgraded Taylor wires in here, and those are, just trying to see what the size are. They've upgraded to an 8mm plug wire on there, so that's real good. And again, Taylor wires are really good. They've upgraded the coil on this too to deliver a little bit more spark. So we've got an Excel Super Stock coil all mounted in here as well. Ceramic coated long tube headers on this car, complete down into the dual exhaust, which run all the way back into those set of turbo mufflers, and then out the tailpipes in the back. To complete the drive line on this, we do have a 4-speed transmission in here, along with the Ford 8-inch rear end as well. Everything under the hood though looks good. It looks like we've got a newer battery in here. We do run the disconnects on those, just a good safety feature to have. Got a stock style radiator in here, along with a let's see here, that would be a 6-blade flex fan. So it's going to help cool. It's going to be more efficient for you when you're out on the road just sitting at idle. Those blades are going to stay curved. Get you more air pulling through there. Of course, when you're up to speed, you're going to have the airflow through the radiator to help with that, and then it cuts down on a little bit of that rotating weight up front on the motor. All your heater lines are hooked up on this. Looks like we've got new radiator hoses in here, a few stainless braided lines in here for the fuel lines. So all of that all looks good in here, and that's basically what we have under the hood and for our drive line. So, all right, now that we've got, we're inside of our 65 Ford Mustang Fastback 2+2 here, just want to kind of show you what we have in here for an interior. All factory black vinyl, as you can see here, the black door panels, the black upholstery on the seats here, black carpeting, black headliner. First and foremost, the headliner itself, excellent condition. There are no rips, tears, holes, or anything. It's tied up nice and tight. All the appropriate bows have been installed in this thing, so it looks really good. Sun visors are in excellent condition too, and they fit nice and snug in here. So you put them down, they stay down. You put them up, they are going to stay up. The front windshield here, what we can see here, we have no cracks or chips in the front windshield. The dash itself also, the top pad, excellent condition. There's no cracks in that. The instrument panel itself is just all factory gauges. You've got a fuel gauge over there on the far left. You've got the factory 120-mile-an-hour speedo in the middle, and you've got the water temperature gauge on the right-hand side. You also have an aftermarket tack on there. A lot of guys will put those in when you have like a 3, a 4, or a 5-speed car, or even a 6-speed car. This being a 4-speed with the Hurst shifter right there, the Hurst T-handle in there. Factory steering wheel, and again, the carpeting's in excellent condition on this too. It's not faded, it's not torn, it looks good. Now, other things in the dash that we have, we've got the factory heater controls. We also have what looks to be a factory AM/FM cassette radio in here as well. And they've gone ahead and they've mounted in here, looks like a 7-band graphic equalizer down here to help with some of the sound. Inside the trunk, I noticed that they have some upgraded speakers. It looks like some Jensen 6x9 speakers for a little better sound. So that equalizer is going to help with that. Now, Mustang 2+2. I'll show you here as we flip down our seats here and we look towards the back seats. Our back seat does flip down. So as we pull that down, it comes down nice. It's got this little ledge that folds all the way out and makes a nice tray in the back of the car here for any type of cargo that you might have for it. So again, that's nice. You've got the levers back here also to open up those vents in your sail panels. So again, everything's very nicely done on this car. Again, just a nice overall car here. So, all right, here we are. We've got our 1965 Ford Mustang Fastback 2+2 up on the lift here now. So we're going to go through the underside of the car and we'll point out to you exactly what we have on the underside here. So starting up front here, we'll start with some of the suspension here. All factory suspension here, your stock stamp, control arms, lowers and uppers. Of course, this car has a sway bar on the front as well as on the rear. We'll take a look at that here in a little bit. But again, it's the factory strut rod front suspension here. All of your bushings here look to be in pretty good condition here up front. They're not squashed too much. They look really good. Bushings here on the sway bar look good too for your frame mount bushings. Sway bar end links, same thing. Bushings and everything on those. Both sides look good, both on the sway bar end and on your control arm end. Ball joints on the control arms look to be good too, and you can tell everything's been greased and maintained properly throughout the car's life here. The steering components on this car, your drag lane here, nice and straight. It looks to be in good shape. Tie rods, those look to be new on this car, so your ball joints and all that stuff are in good shape. All the rubber little dust boots here, those are intact, they're not split out or cracked, so everything's good on that end. And then as far as the engine underneath here, we've got a 289 motor here. This is a non-original motor, but it is kind of period correct for this car, 289. Got the 4-speed top loader transmission here, and our car has the cover here for your flywheel. So you're not going to get any dirt or debris in here that could possibly cause damage to that flywheel. It's a good safety feature to have on any car. As far as exhaust here that we're looking at, we've got headers here that come down off of the motor back into our dual exhaust here. This looks to probably be like a 2-inch exhaust. All the way back here we've got a set of Turbo King turbo mufflers, and then we do have tailpipes up over top the rear end. And then finishing out with our exhaust tips back here, a set of nice chrome exhaust tips on there. Now as far as rear suspension goes on the car, multi-leaf rear suspension, looks to have fairly new shocks on the back end of it here, 8-inch Ford rear end. And as far as the rear to finish it up for suspension, we do have the rear sway bar here as well. Factory fuel tank, so that all looks in good shape. There's no dents or dings in any of that. Fuel lines look good, brake lines look good. More importantly, as we look at the floors on this car, those things look very good here on this car. Again, all intact, all one piece. I don't see any patching or anything except for up in here in the transmission tunnel where they've poked the 4-speed through there. Just did a little bit of work for the plate that fits up there. But other than that, everything is good and solid underneath here. You can see the frame rails here, what the Mustangs do have. Those are in very good shape, nice and square, straight the whole way up through. Again, we have all the emergency brake cable hookups here too. All the correct hardware, cables run back, both sides of the drive shaft splitting off and going to our rear drum brakes there on this car. Now that brings me to another thing, braking on this car. We've got all 4-wheel drum brakes. They are manual brakes. It is a manual steering car as well. Again, floors have all the drain plugs in them, all the little rubber plugs, every last one of them are in here. Drain plugs back here in the rear floor pans, those are there also. The rear frame sections here, the dog legs that go up and over top of the rear end, those are in excellent shape too. Even your pinch welds here up along the rockers here on both sides, those are in excellent shape, nice and straight the whole way back through. You can see how well this car was really taken care of. So that's really it for underneath the car. Other than just what it's sitting on as far as wheels and tires, we have the 66 wheel on this car. It's the correct 14-inch wheel, rally wheel from the factory. And then on that we have a set of BF Goodrich radial TA tires, 205/70 R14s, all 4 corners on this car. So with that, we're all done here. We're ready to set this car down. We'll get the engine fired up for you too so you can hear what that sounds like. In the meantime, I'll just leave you with our contact information, which you can find in all of our photos and our videos. You can reach us at www.hanksters.com as well. That's our factory website. And you can also go on there now and you can send us text messages, questions, comments, and we'll be glad to get back to you as quickly as what we can. Other than that, you can always call us and you can shoot us an email as well, and same thing. We'll get back to you as soon as we possibly can.